Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. Today I am going to be taking a look at the fourth part of DC New Talent Showcase 2017. But first off, I have a quick shout out for my friends over at OutrightGeekery.com. It's a cool geek website, and I have a link for them in the description box. So there are 7 different short stories in this book, so I have been doing a series of videos to cover all the material in it. This is part 4 in the series, so be sure to check out parts 1 through 3 if you haven't already, with links in the description box. So this 4th story is written by Owl Going Back. The primary thing he's known for is writing horror novels, and that really shows in this short story. The art is by Matt Merhoff, and the colors are by Dave McCaig. So starting off on the first page, we can see Poison Ivy here. She is the main character in this story, and right away I just like to point out the art. I really like the art throughout this, and I think it's really well drawn. I think she looks fantastic there. So we see a bunch of missing children pictures and posted on the telephone pole there. So she's walking through this town that's basically ruined and covered in vines and stuff, and she's walking along and sees a guy there in the graveyard, and he's mourning for a little girl who is gone. And basically Poison Ivy comes up to him and he says, "Ma'am, please hold on. What was that you just said?" And she said, "The thing that took your little girl has a name. Nahma, last queen of the succubi demon vampires of Babylon." And so that's who's been killing all of the children. And it killed all of the children and most of the adults, and the rest of the adults fled. So what tipped Poison Ivy off was that the vampire demon thing, having killed all of the humans and all of the animals or driven them away, started draining the life essence from the plants. And that is why Poison Ivy found out about it. The plants actually called out to her. So she came here to stop the demon thing, and she tracks it down, and you can see this really creepy page where she finds this abandoned cabin, and you can see there in the corner, that's the demon, and it sees her and it jumps down and attacks. And they have quite this fight that goes for a few pages, and the demon slashes her face, and it's pretty bad. She's got her by the neck, and what this demon does is it inhales the soul, or like the life essence, from people. So that's what she's going to do to Poison Ivy. So you see she's inhaling, and there's this big inhalation of air, and as she does that, Poison Ivy takes a lighter out and she puts the flame into the path of the air, and as you can see, the demon inhales all of that fire straight into its head. So the demon's on fire, and she kicks it off and it flies into the wall, and you see Poison Ivy running out, and the cabin's burning down. And she walks out, it's all burning, and once the fire gets a certain distance, Poison Ivy stops it. And then we see her here, she's encouraging the plants to grow again, and she says, "My job here is done, my little friends, but if you ever need me again, just scream." So it's just a short little story. All of the stories in this are short. I thought it was pretty good, though. It's well written, and the art is amazing. One thing that I thought was really interesting, and I'd like to point out, though, is Poison Ivy's kind of brutal. The guy asks her, he says, "Are you going to kill it?" And she says, "Yes." And he says, "For the children?" And she says, "No, I don't care about the children." So she was only there to stop the monster because it was hurting the plants. Alright, so that's all for now. We'll take a look at parts 5, 6, and 7 in future videos, and as always, thank you for being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.